Welcome back. Uh, in continuation with the first session, in which we discussed about the elements, what is communication and the elements of communication. Now we are coming to discuss the meaning and definition of corporate communication and model of corporate communication and why corporate communication is required. So all these things will be. So, what is the meaning of corporate communication? Corporate communication is the total communication activities generated by a company or by an organization and which is directed at all relevant target groups to achieve its planned objectives and to create favorable relationship with stakeholders on which the company or organization depends. So So, what does it mean? So, corporate communication is the total communication activities which is generated by the organization, by the company. And this communication activities are directed to all relevant target groups. The relevant target groups are all the stakeholders. Stakeholders means for an organization, it can be its employees, its customers, its investors, society, government. All these are stakeholders. So, communication activities generated by the organization and directed to all relevant target groups to achieve its planned objective. So every organization has some objective, and to achieve this objective, the organization need to communicate to its target audience, target groups. So to that is the definition of corporate communication. So in the corporate communication, each item of communication must convey and emphasize the corporate point of view and its identity. So, whenever the organization, whenever a company conveys something or communicate something to its target group, stakeholder, its point of view, the corporate identity and corporate point of view, it is clearly conveyed. That is one important aspect of corporate communication. So, to create identity and to convey what it wants to convey. Hmm. So, in the coming slides, we will understand why this, what is the requirement of the corporate communication. So, uh, in the word corporate communication, there are two words, right? So, one is corporate. Corporate means any kind of organization which can objective of making profit or it may not be. So organization may not have a profit motive also. So organizations are network of people. So network of people, group of people which comes for a for a particular purpose. So every organization has is created for a particular purpose. So this organization operate through different departments, and these departments manages community relations, government relations, customers relations, labor relations, human relations, and these kind of relations are managed at at different levels of an organization. The levels can be at a corporate level, or it can be a strategic business unit level. Uh, so, strategic business unit means a particular uh, unit which take cares of a special segment of product, which has its unique market, which has its unique competitive atmosphere. Uh, so that means a strategic business unit, like ITC. So ITC has a corporate office. Then ITC is involved in many verticals. There are many business verticals of ITC, like your stationery business is there, so that is one SBU. Like your dairy business is there, then FMCG business is there, then fashion is there, apparel division, then IT is there, then cigarette is there, that is their oldest business. So these are strategic business units, which has their own set of uh, marketing dynamics, you can say. Means own set of competitors. uh, Segment may be, target customers can be different, there may be some overlapping also, but it has different market segments. Also, organization operates with the help of various stakeholders. They play a very vital role in achieving the organization's objectives. So these stakeholders, as we have already stated, that these stakeholders can be your customers. These stakeholders can be employees. These stakeholders can be the channel partners. These stakeholders can be the society at large, government. Hmm. So investors, bankers, all are stakeholders. So in general, stakeholders means any individual, any group who are going to be affected by the functioning of the organization. That is a generic definition of stakeholder, we can say. So organizations use communication to communicate with their targets to achieve their objectives. So every organization has some objectives, some purpose, and to achieve that objective, they have to communicate with different stakeholders. They have to maintain relationship with government, customers, labor, other human resources. They have to manage multiple resources to run their operations. So now let's discuss about the model of corporate communication. So in this model, this is an organization in the center. This is an organization. This organization, at the core of the organization is customer, and the purpose of this whole organization. I'm talking this corporate communication in the context of marketing. So from this perspective, the ultimate objective of an organization is to offer or maximize values to its customers. Uh, and also maximization of wealth maximization for shareholder. That is also one of the objective of an organization. But here I'm considering a customer centric organization. So where added in this organization, at the center is your customers. So offering value to customer is the ultimate objective of my organization, because if we satisfy our customers, our revenue will go up. When our revenue will go up, we can make healthy profit, and we can maximize the wealth of the investors. So So most important part for an organization is offering value to customers. So value, if you define value, value means the ratio of benefit to cost. So in this model, the organization has different layers of management, top level management, middle level management, and the lower level management, and which takes care of operational parts. So that is the management. Now this through the different layers of management, the organization may have different different departments, you can say, like production department, like human resource department, that like finance department, marketing department, and all these departments, and which are managed by multiple layers of management for what? For offering value to customers. Now, so the ultimate objective of the organization is to offer value to customers. In this objective of offering value to customers, the organization has to manage multiple resources. They have to uh, manage multiple channel partners for the distribution of their products or services. So there must be channel partners. There must be employees. Without employees, how an organization can run? So you need employees. You need a lot of suppliers who will supply raw material, who will supply multiple services like logistic services. So there will be a lot of suppliers through which the organization has to communicate. There will be a lot of investors through which the organization will get funding, get capital. So and so all these are uh, elements through which, or all these are parties through which the organization has to communicate, to run the business and to offer value to the customers. And apart from these, there must be customers definitely. So existing customers as well as potential customers. Then media through which lot of communications are made. Then the society, they are also a very important stakeholder, because the organization runs in between the society. Then the government. So we have to depend, an organization has to depend on the government for multiple things. So this is the overall model of communication. So what is the need of communication? Why organizations or corporates establish communication? So number one, to acquire resources. So resources can be financial resources, resources can be manpower, resources can be technical resources. So there are a lot of resources are acquired from different parties. So for that purpose, the organization has to communicate. Then second one is to communicate with different stakeholders. Like in the previous slide, we discussed about different stakeholders. So organizations need, so sometimes it needs license, sometimes it needs distribution facility, sometimes it needs some kind of services. So to offer value to customer, the organization has to communicate with different stakeholders. Then the third is its employees. The organization or the corporate has to communicate with employees to increase their efficiency and to increase their loyalty. to influence the environment within which they are operate. So organization has to influence the environment. Influencing the environment means creating a favorable environment. This environment, there may be many factors of environment. Some may be influenced, some may not be influenced. Hmm. So I believe you have heard this pestle formula: political environment, economic environment, social environment, technical environment, legal environment. Huh? So there are some which cannot be influenced, but there are some environment, some factors which can be influenced, like social environment. So social environment can be influenced by by creating faith and trust for the organization. Now, mm, to retain their license to operate, so organizations need some kind of license, some kind of agreement, some kind of approval uh, from other organization or from the government department to run their business, to operate their business. Then to operate the overall, to improve the overall image of the organization, that is very important, because to improve the image you have to communicate. Hmm. Then to encourage all employees to work together to support the company's objective. So we have to, as an organization, as a corporate, we have to infuse the feeling of belongingness. We have to motivate our employees so that they work to achieve the objectives of the organization. Then to develop the corporate branding. So corporate branding means the overall image in the mind of stakeholders, in the mind of consumers, in the mind of investors, in the mind of society. We have to develop a unique corporate image. Hmm. So that is part of the branding. So they must be aware. They must be aware about the organization, the name of the organization, for what purpose this organization is, how this organization is adding value to the society. So all these helps to build up a brand image for that particular organization or corporate. So these were the reasons why corporates have to communicate to different stakeholders. So thank you. So just we will come back with the next next part of this chapter.